Alright, we're going to be watching TheFearLol8, who's going to be playing a lot of different DPS heroes. Junkrat, Cassidy, Genji, and Reaper. Hard Select Gold for 6 years. So yeah, title explains everything. I used to play on Xbox, moved to PC 2.5 years ago, hoping the controller was the issue. Spoiler alert, it was not. I used to main tank, since that is what I was best at, and recently hit Plat 5 my DPS somehow. I would like to be able to get out of gold and finally start climbing the ladder, since it's getting quite draining playing the same game and seeing no improvements. I usually play Cassidy, Hanzo, and Reaper, and hoping to get better, but a VOD review would be very useful. Here's the code for one of my worst games today. Okay, so let's take a look. For the record, I think that if you're in gold even for 6 years, it is very unlikely that you can play 4 very different heroes, Junkrat, Cassidy, Genji, Reaper, and play them at the same level. So you may be soft throwing, and you should look at your win rates to confirm, but you may be throwing by playing some of these heroes. Like Genji in particular is incredibly specialized, and it is unlikely that you have the mechanics to play Genji, unless you are dedicating most of your time to him, would be my guess. But, I haven't seen him play, so we'll see. Doom comes out. This is fine. Obviously, you missed that jump, but it's not, like, the big deal. Mercy dies here. So, Mercy makes a mistake, but yeah, this is kind of tricky, because you're actually fine. Like, you get out plenty of time, but Mercy makes a mistake here, getting punched and killed. The thing is, like, you kind of baited your teammate out here, and it's really the Mercy's fault. Like, I would say in terms of, like, 0 to 100, this is, like, 90% the Mercy's fault. But especially in gold, like, people are not that good. Or, this is Plat 5, right? Basically gold. People are not that good. So, if you start doing things that are unusual, people may not be able to understand what to do. Like, the Mercy should have played a lot safer here, obviously. But your advanced positioning kind of was tricky. So, it's tough, right? It's not really your fault that the Mercy died here, but I would try to come back a little earlier and not cut it so close, especially once you realize the Mercy's with you. And then when you come back here right now, I would turn and confirm that the Mercy gets out. For example, like concussioning right there would have saved your Mercy. Little things like that. I mean, again, like everybody's gonna make mistakes. You're the same rank as this Mercy, so oh god, you're the same rank as this Mercy, so you're gonna make similarly bad mistakes. So we've already seen you miss 2 concussive mine jumps, which already makes me suspect what my initial theory, which is that you can't play this many DPS heroes. Like that's the truth, right? There is just no way that you are able to play all these heroes at a comparable level, because you missed 2 basic jumps right here, right? Like you misjudged this one, and then you're gonna misjudge this one too, which is gonna keep you off high ground, and you're wasted 2 concussion mines to be out of position. This is actually a much bigger deal than you imagine. So I would say, if you're going to play a hero, like, get used to all the mechanics of them, like, spam them in quick play, whatever it is, before you take it back into comp, if you care about climbing. If you don't care about climbing, whatever, do whatever you want, doesn't matter. But don't play heroes that you're bad at, and then be like, oh, why am I not climbing? Because right now, I'm not seeing great Junkrat play here. Doom comes in. I would probably preemptively put down that trap in case he decides to dive. Also, you're being pushed by this Genji. See, like, not having concussion right now is a big deal. With concussion, you can one-shot this Genji. So, alright. A lot of things have gone wrong here. He's obviously going to deflect here. That first one, I understand. The second one, you should definitely not be shooting. And then you decide to walk into the Genji, which is a huge mistake. Why would you get closer to him, right? You have concussion, just pop it in the air in front of him, and he dies. He only has 40 health. This should be an easy kill. So everything I see here tells me that you are not comfortable with Junkrat, right? Like, I feel like if I threw you in a 1v1 situation with a DPS of comparable skill, I don't think you're going to win even 50% of the 1v1s. And the reality is DPS, especially, if you're going to climb out of this rank, you have to be good enough to beat people. The only way that you can get to Diamond, right? If you're a bottom of Plat, the only way you can get to Diamond is if you can dominate Platinum players. But there's a lot of, like, very basic mechanics here. Like, you can't jump, right? You didn't put down trap right away to protect yourself against both the Genji and the Doom. And then you fire the second shot here into Genji, and then you don't pop this mine from, like, you should have backed up here and popped the mine versus walking into the Junkrat. There's a lot of stuff that's going wrong here. So you switch off Junkrat right away. Stick him, great. Don't shoot the... Oh my god. Alright, so you're shooting the Doomfist, who, when he blocks, which, by the way, reduces damage by 80%, so it's basically irrelevant. So there's no reason to shoot the Doom unless he's like less than 50 health. You could have shot the Mercy here, right, which is a 3-shot kill, but instead you shoot the Doom, and it also empowers his punch, which makes his next punch double damage. Roughly. There's like a lot of effects to it, but suffice to say, double damage. And then watch how you walk away here. So you're gonna walk away in a straight line, hugging the left wall. Alright, so you're in. So you see how you're just gonna walk in a straight line here? And then you're just gonna die, which was super easy. Versus some sort of like zigzaggy type movement at least to get yourself away. A lot of basic FPS like mechanics are going wrong here. Like a lot of them are going wrong here. You basically have completely thrown away your life for your first 2 lives. And there's no easier way for me to describe this. Like it doesn't really look that you're comfortable like fighting and dueling people, which is a good reason why you should play deathmatch a lot more, right? Because you don't get that many 1v1 opportunities in games. So just like kind of compressing that together will be good. Put it this way, all right? The only way to climb out of this rank is to consistently be able to kill people at this rank. Because if you can't, there's no reason you go to the next rank, right? The next rank, anyone who is in Diamond is going to dominate everybody in Platinum. Like, it's not even going to be close. Like, they're not going to win, like, 55% of the time. They're not going to win 60% of the time. They're going to win, like, 80 to 90% of the 1v1s against the Platinum player. Like, the difference is massive. And you just right now don't have any of the mechanics or, like, micro game sense to be able to take a fight. Stick here. Like, see, like this is another like ridiculous moment, right? So Genji's here. Obviously, he's gonna deflect. Okay, so he has 150 health, but Genji's gonna deflect here. The only reason that he doesn't have dash, so he can't get away. The only thing he can do here is deflect. So you do one shot. Then right now, this should not be a shot, but instead you shoot him. He deflects and kills you. So you now died 3 times in a row. Like you're not even thinking about Genji deflect. I'm not sure that you think all that. To be perfectly blunt, I'm not sure that you're thinking a lot about what the enemy hero is gonna do. Right? I don't think you're thinking, oh, they have this ability, they're going to use it at this time. It's like, you see a target, you shoot them, regardless of if it's like the Doomfist or the Genji, or if they're deflecting, if they're blocking. Like, you just shoot people on your screen, regardless of what the situation is. So, obviously not stellar aim here. This is a fairly easy shot, I would say. The Mercy's not particularly dodging, she's not G8 or anything. You miss 4 on there, right there. Then you roll, but this roll is way too late. So you either A, roll right away and get around the corner, or B, you wait until after you take the damage, then right now as he charged, now roll. The reason being is because you rolled at an awkward time, he's going to end up having a straight line punch into you. See? Because you rolled, now you're stuck against the wall and you have no evasion, which makes this kill very easy for him. Versus if you just ate this, right? Slash you could have gotten around the corner. Then he charges, now roll out of the way. And now you have a chance, especially roll through the mini. Actually, you probably couldn't roll through the mini because you would have the distance. But like roll this way, sticky, and then try to fight it out or whatever it is. Right? Or, as soon as you saw the glow, roll immediately. Right? You had 2 options. Right? You had 3 options. Right? Either roll immediately or roll late. And then the last option is roll kind of like at the worst time, which is what you chose. So again, it doesn't feel to me like you think at all about how to fight heroes. And that's like a big thing that is holding you back right now. You took damage right now. You should go up and take care of the soldier. You should also look to your right and see what's going on, right? You can get damage in right now while you're going up. So that's not a stick. So this is going to pop in the air. So this does not go far enough. So you don't have a feel for how far your flashbang goes. Okay, so you see the tracer is going to blink behind you. Right? You saw the blink on your screen. The tracer is behind you. You don't seem to register that. Right? You're still slow on this. And then Doom's going to come in. Again, slow to react to this. And then you jump and then you die. I mean, at least like keep shooting here. Doom does a really good job shooting you though. So this is what, like 5 deaths in a row where you've done practically nothing? So this is another great example, right? Tracer has blink. She sees you look at her. I would never throw magnetic first here. I would force at least 1 blink out first. Right? Now you can throw magnetic. Now you roll. So the roll timing, I don't think that was right, but I think you got saved by Suzu. So roll reduces damage by like 60% or something like that. Enough to survive, but you're not going to survive with 83 health anyway. But the Suzu here is clutch and saves your life. Oh boy, that's not good. So that roll I approve of. So you can also consider doing Fan the Hammer, right? Fan the Hammer does 300 damage in 0.6 seconds. So you could have Fan right away, right here. He's like point blank in your screen. Right? Just Fan right away. Yeah. Alright. You killed the Doomfist. Looking at the aim here. Right? That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. And then you start reloading even though he's still visible. Like, I don't think you trust your aim at all, is my feel here. Like, I don't think you want, like, to back up here, right? In order to climb, you have to dominate games. And in order to dominate games, as DPS, there's going to be a lot of situations where you have to win 1v1s, okay? And so, if we make a basketball, people make fun of me all the time, but I love to make basketball analogies or sports analogies, okay? In order to climb out of your rank, you have to be the guy who it's like, hey, look, we are down 1 point at the end of the game. I want to get the ball. I want to be the person with the ball. I want to be the one where, like, I take the final shot of the game. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you are never going to climb out of your rank. Okay? And you're not able to do that right now, which is totally understandable, right? You just got the platinum, you've been gold for a long time. But that's why practice is so important. Okay? Don't feel there's so much pressure to be like, oh, I have to win these right now when you're not at the skill level of doing so. Practice and practice and practice with the deathmatch aspect of it so that you can get kills consistently, and then players at this level, a combination of their move and lack of an aim, will make it easy for you to get kills, if that makes sense, right? Don't practice fighting in games. I mean, like, you can if you want to, but like if you're interested in trying to climb as fast as possible, you have to learn how to kill people. If you can't kill people, you're not going to climb. And you're just not getting enough practice here, right? Like, let's just think about the last shots that you just took. Okay, Doom's gonna die, great. Right, Doom's gonna die, great. You have 6 shots, so that's a miss, a miss, a miss, a miss. Right, that's 4 shots right there. Right, miss, miss. That's 2 more shots. You've already taken, I think, about 300 damage right now. Miss, miss. That magnetic grenade was not even close. This is not even close. So we're up to what, like 8 misses? Like, you can't go 0 for 8 as Cassidy. And I know you're gonna say like, oh, this is one of my worst games, but the thing is, I don't think it's actually that big a difference, right? I think that the games where you're hitting more shots, they just have easier heroes or like have easier movement, etc. It's just not consistently enough to get out of this rank. Like, there's no sign here that makes me feel like you have the mechanical skill to climb out. And so it's really hard for me to talk about anything like game sense or positioning or like space control because you just don't have the mechanics to do it right now. Like, the single best tip I can give you is just simply pay attention to what the enemy heroes can do, will do, right? Like, predict what they will do, which will make it a lot easier, and then learn how to take 1v1s and win them. That's like the most important skill as DPS, is learning how to take 1v1s and winning consistently. Because you will not climb until you can consistently win 1v1s. Right? Obviously not like any 1v1. I'm not saying that if you're playing like Widow, you gotta be able to out-duel Tracer. That's not about that, right? But like understanding like how do I change the game to get 1v1s which are favorable for me. For Cassidy, for example, you generally want to fight people who are within like 10-ish meters so that you can Fan the Hammer is an option, right? Roll Fan the Hammer is an option, and Magnetic Grenade is an option. Those are like your best possible tools. You don't want to be fighting people a mile away. You don't want to be fighting like Hanzos and Widows, right, at long range. That's not good for you. You generally don't want to be fighting tanks except when the tanks can get bursted down and they have low damage, like Winston. So you're going to farm ulti right now. Alright, aim's getting a little better. Reaper dies. You should chill now because you're down. So now you're down 4 and 5. So you should not be. This is a commitment. Walking this far away from the edge means that you think I'm going to win this fight. Because it's a relatively long walk to get back to cover here. So this is fairly dangerous. Alright, use roll. See, and now you're dead. Like, imagine that instead of playing this far out, you were playing here, and you never need to use roll. And then you could have played back. When the Doomfist swung you, you could have rolled backwards. This is just way too committed. Like, you can't read the fight to be like, we're gonna lose this fight. You just lost one. You saw the Reaper die. If you're down 1, the odds of you winning a fight are only about 25%. So there's no reason to be forcing this fight right now. You should be backing up to give your Reaper a chance to respawn. Alright, you're gonna go Genji here. Again, extremely unlikely that you know how to play Genji, based on what I've seen. Those shurikens are off. Those shurikens are also off. So you should be going forwards right now. Don't worry. I mean, this is like fine, but I would probably go forwards right now and just force the supports because your Sigma's out there, right? You just left your Sigma out to die. Like, you have 2 supports in the back, right? You have 2 supports and the Reaper in the back. Like, this is fine. I think your Sigma needs help right now. Your Sigma's fighting a 2-on-1 against the supports. This is a very easy kill for you if you just come in, dash, insta-kill the Ana. I mean, I don't know what this deflect is. The Ana's not even shooting at you. Like, she hasn't landed any shots right now. This is a complete waste of a deflect. This dash is a little crazy because now you don't have dash to get away. Like, you're just not doing anything. You're just not, like, landing any hits, right? You don't land a deflect. You should have deflected right here. I don't know where this grenade comes from, though. The splash from, oh, yeah. You also haven't popped any DPS ulti so far. So this shuriken right here is not acceptable for platinum aim. Like, that's not even close to the target. I feel like the game probably goes too fast for you. It would be my guess. Is that you're just kind of like panicking during the fight. So for example, right here, you miss this melee, right? Then you miss that melee because you're too far away, but you don't seem to realize that, right? That shot is so far down. Very lucky to get the kill on the Ana there. Get the reset. Yeah, poke. Be careful about charging punch here. I don't know why you reload right now. You have 9 shots. You got 6 shots. Keep shooting. Shoot the last 3. Right? You want to farm blade. You're so close to blade. I would be careful about jumping too much, even as Genji. Alright, I think this is a good deflect. You weren't really aiming at anybody, but it was a good timing at deflect. Don't shoot the Doom. So, right? Doom is empowered now. I mean, your whole team kind of empowered. I think you're in big trouble right now. Right? Get punched out and then kill. And you're 2% to Blade. Right? If you landed the last 3 shurikens, like I said, you would have Blade right now. And then you could use Blade right now to go for a kill. Because your team almost has Nano. But you can get wiped. Now you're in big trouble. You're going to solo Blade. You kill the Mercy. Great. I mean, all things considered, this actually was not that bad of a Blade. So I think your goal here should be evasive, right? We have short spawn, we have control. Your goal should not be, hey, let me jump over their heads. Like, you really want to get to the opposite side of the cart here and stay alive. Especially you see how low the Ana was. Like, you had an opportunity to kill the Ana and get a dash reset. Because you actually have dash coming up. So when you did this, you should have deflected and then looked for an opportunity to get anywhere that is not right here. Like, you're full health right now. Just zigzag, right? Get behind the cart, climb over the cart, whatever it takes to stay alive here. Staying in their face, running at them is the worst possible play that you can make in this situation. That's good deflect. Unfortunately, you have a problem that I think a lot of lower rank Genjis do, which is that you hit deflect, but you don't aim it. So always think of the deflect as, I need to aim this. This is a really bad situation. This is a 3v1. You have almost no way of winning this. You need to slow down the fight. I would dash out and just play safe right now. Going forwards right now is going to be suicide. Like this. Okay? Because, like, think about it. There's a soldier here who, no matter what, you can't get to because he's too far away. There is a Cassidy here who's being chain healed by the Mercy, and there's an Ana here who's being chain healed by the Mercy. You have no chance of killing any of these heroes. Your goal right now should just be to live. All you have to do is live, right? Live, and then you will keep having more and more people respawn, and you'll have a chance to win this. But trying to force the fight right now is no good. I'm probably gonna jump ahead here, and let's just take a look at your Reaper. It's a waste of a shot. Great, Ana's dead. You're up to 2. You should be aggressive. Again, this shot that you fire in the air is no good. Right, that shot's no good. That shot's fine. This shot is not even close. Like, you can't be just throwing shots away on a hero that only aims shots. Reload. Look for it. Go forwards. Yeah, I mean, even so. Yeah, you see Suzu. Where's the Doom? All right, that's such a weird spot for him to land. So I generally agree with this teleport. I don't agree with the teleport right in front of the soldier. I think that you should have died right there. I think I would teleport like over here or teleported this side, depending on what was going on. But I think you just kind of went too early. Kill the Doom! Oh! So you drop right now. See? Like, he's right on your screen. Your crosshair actually went over him. He's gonna get the Mega. Oh, that's so lucky your Hawk gets that hook. I think this is fine. I like this idea, but you just have to be careful. He's looking for it. Yep, perfect, great. Don't jump. You have to stop jumping. Yeah, I mean, this is good pressure. Obviously, your aim could be a little better. I would be very careful about pressuring this because this happens and you don't have Wraith. You're extremely lucky to not be dead right now. You only have 3 shots. You're just not going to kill anybody when they're being pocketed. See, this is like indecision. Like, you should just be like, look, let's just cap. Like, go back. There's like, you're not going to get the kills here. Just go back. Get away with that teleport. Honestly, Reaper looks like the best of your characters played so far. I think Reaper's also an easier hero to play than the other ones. Flanking. Great. Yep. Yeah, I would keep shooting him here. He can die. He can die. He can die. You can just melee him. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So he's got 25 health right now. I think just meleeing him right there would have killed him. Yeah, because he could have gotten away there. Yep, get the mini. Good. Come back, that's fine. Yeah, that shot's way too early, right? You don't want to give this away to the Mercy that you're flanking, because she clearly doesn't hear you. I would just keep walking up until you get a lot closer. This is too far away to do damage. Like, don't even shoot these. It's not going to do anything. Right? It just alerts them to the fact that you're here. Oh man, that's real bad. Alright, so Doomfist is empowered. I generally say I like the angle that you're taking right now. I would not reload right now. I think that the soldier's stuck here. Right? He's stuck right here. Don't reload. This is the time where you 2-shot him. 1 or 2-shot him at this point. No, just stay on top. Right? So you committed by dropping left. Like, this is like micro stuff about like 1v1s that you just don't have experience with, is my read here. Because I think that for somebody who has more experience, like thoughtful, like FPS, like shooting experience, you have a massive advantage here because you're going to 2-shot him and he needs something like 12 shots to kill you. All right, ballpark, right? 10-ish shots. Like, you just strafe left as you cut, because, all right, let me back up here. So at this point, I just zigzag left, right around the tree until I see, because I can also hear him, right? And then I just kill him right away. Dropping left was the biggest mistake that you made, and jumping made it even worse because it slows down your ability to chase him. Right? Now you get low there, you have to eat that helix. This was not ideal. So you kind of telegraphed this. I think that I would have gone over onto the cart and shot it a little bit and then see, because unless you see abilities get used, you should assume that they're up, right? Force out sleep or whatever, then pop it right now. But also, you don't need to be close as Reaper. It doesn't do more damage here closer. Like, it does the same damage here as it does here. So you moving closer and closer just made it easier and easier for the Hanzo to headshot you. You're literally in his face. Like, there's no need for this. You could have just ulted from here, right? Jumped on top of the cart, like dropped off the cart, something like that. Anything to make it easier for them to not kill you right away. All right, I'm gonna stop watching. I think this is all pretty much the same. So fundamentally, your biggest issue, or your multiple biggest issue, right? But like, your biggest issue is that you can't get kills. You're not tracking what the enemy can do. You're not predicting what the enemy does. there's like a lot of like that general sloppiness about your play where you just kind of run at people. Like you don't think about things like deflect, you don't think about things like sleep or doom block. Like you just run at them. Like you just run at them, you want to fight, and then you die, and then like you don't think about what's going on. So I think I would encourage you to think more. Think about how to win fights. 1v1, right? Reaper versus Cassidy, how do I win this? Reaper versus Soldier, how do I win this? Reaper versus Ashe, how do I win this? Reaper versus Tracer, how do I win this? Like that should already be a pre-programmed plan as to how to take that fight, right? It shouldn't be on the fly. Oh, like what am I doing here? Like that's like a huge problem if you have to like improvise on the fly, like how to take that fight. You should already know the general style, like for this hero, how do I take this fight? Playing a large set of heroes is going to make this process really, really hard. Because you might feel comfortable with Reaper, right, versus those heroes, for example. But if I say, hey, Junkrat versus Tracer, how do you fight that? Junkrat versus Cassidy, how do you fight that? You won't know because you don't play them enough. That's like a huge problem. It's going to hold you back. So if your focus is just climbing, pick 1 or 2 heroes. Honestly, you could probably just pick one and just one trick it for now. And then learn that hero, like truly master that hero. And I think you'll climb pretty quickly. Like one trick that hero consistently if your goal is to climb. If you don't care about climbing, you're just like, hey, look, I get bored playing hero, then don't listen to this advice, right? Do whatever you find fun. But if your goal is climbing, focus on one hero, learn how to fight against all the matchups, right? Practice in deathmatch, go to games, dominate your opponents, right? Work on your aim, etc., etc. And then you'll see a lot of value from that. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.